Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Auntie Shan, and this is the Cartel Flow, if you didn't already know. And I'm so excited. I became an honorary inspiration agent today, and I cannot wait to introduce you to Dr. James Bruce, who is our guest today. And I'm so grateful for you to sit at this table with me.
I'm humbled and I'm grateful and really thankful for this opportunity to kind of share and kind of connect and on the spiritual level and also on a community level.
And also on a musical level, like you have so many talents and so many gifts to share and to give back. And the fact that you even want to do so is incredible, because a lot of people talk about things, and I learned that an idea with no action is a fantasy. Thank you, Math. I always remember that. So
It's,
it is. And you seem to have an idea, like you're like Willy Wonka, like it just comes to life in 30 seconds, right? Your
That-
musical talent.
that's a gift.
It's a gift.
One of my
It's-
spiritual gifts.
Yes, and I am
Right.
so excited for
Yeah.
you to share that journey with me,
Mhm.
and how you are able to even like put together a song. Like you, in 2 seconds, I watched this guy put together a song. I'm sure you could do one for the Cartel Flow, like off the
think
cuff,
I think I can do one.
off the
yes.
rip. Here we go. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine. I love this.
Just a little background. I grew up in the church and I'm still very involved in the church. And I understand the power of music. Music is one of those universal tools that has the ability to touch the entire being,
It's true.
one's body, their rhythm, because we are, in fact, rhythmic beings. We're spiritual beings, but also rhythmic beings. So all aspects of the body is an association of rhythm. So
Yeah,
our
so
heart
if,
goes
maybe
boom,
like a
boom, boom, boom.
it's like a neurological thing. Like it
Exactly.
helps to soothe the neurology.
So,
and-
or having to do with movement. So our blood is a certain flow.
Correct.
And depending on what's happening within our body and even outside of the body that influences the body, it will determine the
I have a honorary cup too,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
Auntie Shan.
it will determine the flow or the movement, the whether it's fast or slow or the pace.
Like
of
the cadence
flow.
of how you're
The-
going to breathe, kind of thing.
Exact, all of that. So the breathing is motivated or inspired or impacted by or movement. It involves movement, the pulse, the heart, even the mind, whether it's slow thought, quick thought, that even the eyes, although we can't like actually hear, just gotta close the eyes. There's a movement involved, and because we're rhythmic beings. And I come from a family of musicians, and I grew up in the church, and that is really my core understanding, like the core, how it sensitizes and affects the soul. And so I grew up with that, and that's within me. So within me, and I don't want to sound weird, but within me at all times, there's a frequency, and we're based on frequencies. We operate based on frequencies.
I don't think that's weird. I think
Yeah.
that's normal.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, my how I define it is like I describe it as a frequency of inspiration. So right now there's this frequency going on, and I'm inspired by everything, what I see, what I hear, what I feel, what I'm thinking, what I thought about last week, and what was said to me last week. Now I'm thinking about it now, so that it comes on. So that makes it my being able to associate and attach a beat or message or feeling onto that note that's come out. And so I'm happy and excited
And
about.
what really is inspiring is that how quick you are with the literacy.
Yes.
And because you are a published author and a poet and a singer, well, you have 1,000 songs out there in your catalog. I mean, this is just
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And it's because I sing from my soul. That's what distinguishes me from a lot of musicians. I just sing from my soul, and just part of my delivery or service to do that. Most times when I'm singing, my eyes are closed because I'm up in a whole different sphere
Oh,
of thing,
I
and
know.
that brings me. So I'm really oblivious to the audience or people because I'm reaching that note, reaching that message and that meaning. So that's a natural thing. So if I close my eyes, it's not that I'm sleeping or bored. It's really I'm reaching on that level, And I think most musicians, when they're playing the guitar, they're feeling that beat, they're feeling that.
Oh, I
rhythm.
have to close my
Yeah,
eyes to
yeah,
play the
yeah.
djembe.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I know exactly the feeling. I mean, with saxophone, I had to watch the conductor
Mm-hmm.
because I was always getting in trouble for something, like putting on my lipstick or something. He was like, "Oh, Shannon, all the war paint." I'm like,
Yes.
saw him 20 years later. I'm like, "Thanks so much, Mr. Macrina.
Wow.
I'm a makeup artist now."
Wow. So I'm gonna spontaneously make a jingle.
Yeah, I
lo-
love it. I would love
doing
this.
jingles
I
because
love live.
it sort of captures a message in a short period of time, but it leaves a remaining or resounding beat, and that becomes embedded in the mind and then in the heart. Because so the name is the Cartel Flow,
Yeah.
right? I'm gonna give it myself a
Do you
beat.
want to know why? Because I talk a lot. So
Okay.
flow, it just comes easy to me. I could talk about everything all day.
There you
ever
go.
had Gowell's Chocolate on North Main Street? Shout out to Gowell's. They're a family-owned business, been around forever, longer than I've been born. I
Yeah.
gotta go in and pay them a
Yeah,
visit and get some
yeah,
chocolate.
yes.
No kidding. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm dead
I know
serious.
where
I
they're
mean, you know what I'm
located.
talking
Yeah,
about?
they're
Like,
on,
I
North
just
Main
like
Street.
it's just. I'm so proud to have
Yeah.
you here.
And so, thank you so much, and I'm honored to be here.
Thank
I'm
you.
flattered. Yes. So the Cartel Flow. Yeah, and thanks for giving me that heads up on what it means. So I'm gonna give myself a beat. This is the beat that's coming into my spirit right now.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is the Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow.
If you did.
If you didn't know, here we go. This is the Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow.
If you didn't know.
If you didn't know, you get that extra beats and everything.
Yeah.
Just give you something to think about. Here we go. This is the Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. If you didn't know, that's good. Good job. One more time. Here you go.
All right.
This is the Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. The Cartel Flow. If you didn't know.
I love this. I love this. This
Yeah,
is so much
yeah,
fun, though. Is
yeah.
that like this is really like what do they call like this part of making the song? Is this like cadence when you're working with somebody, or it's like your voice? Like,
This is a collaboration.
are you a
And-
vocal
yeah.
trainer?
I train in voice because, and a real quick tip about learning, people say, well, that's a song that's like out of my range. Your range is your range. And I encourage people that there's a song, and every song should have a message. And if you understand that message, you take it and embody it and try to deliver that message from you that's comfortable. You see?
Yeah.
And so you could take a song, maybe a standard song, and this is how when I'm performing, I'm sharing, I could take a famous song, or what do you call it, a standard or a classic,
Yeah.
and I'll internalize it. Of course, you have to know the words,
Right.
or even be flexible enough to improvise
Right.
with other words that may be appropriate. And then you take that and let it become yours. So I can pitch a song, and then I'm starting feeling. And again, my eyes are closed, and I'm on that level. And within me, I said, I want to go up. I want to drop it down. Or I maybe go to like a conversation. For example, I'm just going to play with it. A common song that's no big copyright issues or whatever.
It
Like, let's
doesn't
say-
matter if there's a copyright
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah,
It
let-
doesn't,
let-
I mean, listen, people sing karaoke all day.
Yeah, let's
right?
say
But you're singing it, really.
let's
You
say
make it crazy.
the national anthem. Everybody knows it.
Okay.
Oh, say, can you see?
Let's do something else. Let's do
Something
let's
else.
do something
Okay.
else. Let's do something
Okay,
like a
how
little.
about-
This is like let's do something like.
Happy birthday. How's
How
that?
about something from the '80s or '90s? How about a Prince song?
I'm not too familiar with Prince,
Prince?
but
How about
Michael
about,
Jackson,
Like,
maybe.
well, we could do. How about Marvin Gaye or like.
Okay, let's do it. Okay,
We could,
let's
or we could do
Marvin
like
Gaye,
Bob
yeah.
Marley.
Yeah, how about Marvin Gaye? I like
Okay, Marvin Gaye.
that. Okay, Marvin Gaye. Or Al Green.
Okay,
Okay.
which one?
I'm so in love.
Alright.
So in love. You know.
I'm so
uh,
in love with you, boy.
No, not that one. No.
Not that one.
I'm so in love with you. Right now? Okay. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright with me. So that's the part. So most people know it on that
Yeah.
beat. So I can take the same song and I can sing it 1,000 times, and I can promise you, each time it's gonna be different because I'm feeling a different thing in the
Yeah.
moment. Watch this, and this is all spontaneous.
Right, right.
Was it? I can pick up the tempo. I can raise the pitch.
This is so exciting to me.
Because each time is gonna be respondent to the different time. You know, and a different audience. Because again, we're spiritual beings, so we're interacting with. So I'm feeding that spirit.
So
over
how can
here.
we sing that song for the youth today?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because this is the really, like, I'm not saying for a 6-year-old, right? When I
Yeah.
was 6 years old, I was listening to Diana Ross,
Okay,
right?
wow.
The theme from Mahogany.
Mhm.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Do you know? I love that. But I'm just going to say that, like, growing up, I was listening to vinyls and cassettes, right?
Okay, yes.
And then, you know, we
And I
had,
was listening to 8 tracks.
right?
That's
Well,
way
my
back.
father, yeah, but we had cars like that.
8 tracks.
And I had those. And we had payphones,
Okay,
right? So
yes.
like the universe has completely changed. Music and the message has completely changed, unless you are in a certain like for the
Genre,
church
yes,
or
or
for
gospel,
gospel.
whatever.
Gospel is its own thing. It's like its own genre,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
But I believe that the youth, right?
Mhm.
If I told the story about Joseph, right? Joseph's brothers, I didn't know he had 11 brothers. I just found out, I really just found this out. And his brothers, they all talked about him. So he had 11 brothers that told their friends. So now you got like probably, I don't know, 800, 900 people that know that you got beef with them. But you don't have beef with them. Joseph had no beef.
Right.
They were just angry. So they shipped him to slavery, right? But Joseph rise above,
Yes.
right? So this is what I'm talking about. Like you're spiritual. You're like you're a spiritual warrior. You are you're initiating happiness and peace through music and harmony and just embracing people. I like having you on the show.
Thank
It's a
you, thank you.
blessing.
And
Thank you.
again,
For real.
I'm just joyful. Now you asked her, how do you like deliver or share or communicate with the younger people? Now I will say that the style, the context, and the texture of music now is a bit different from before.
Yeah.
You know, it again is those who understand music, that the sort of like the drive or the seed of most modern music came from jazz, which came from the blues, which came
Right.
from the gospel.
Or
thing,
Afro
yeah,
beats,
yeah,
even.
Afrobeats.
Afro beats like with the djembe.
Should come from that. So, but the texture and the sound of music is a little bit different. The more modern, youthful music becomes more with, I want to say more like more riffs, more.
And it's like
more
2
breathe,
seconds
more
and change.
breathe. Yeah, it can change. So, for
2
example,
seconds and change. We don't have the 6-minute songs anymore.
exactly. That
It's
too.
totally
but
different.
the sound is very very different. So.
Now music is more like one tone.
Well,
Like one kind of sound. Like, listen, I grew up with like Guru, Nas, A Tribe Called Quest. A Tribe Called Quest kind of changed
Yeah.
the way hip hop went, right?
Yeah, exactly. But one intrigues me is like a lot of young people, they come up with a beat and they think, oh, I got a beat, dog, yo, I got a beat.
Yeah.
But it's not a new beat.
It's a YouTube
it's
beat.
a YouTube, or it's like a build on to something that was already, even a song. You can hear almost like, even if it's like a 5-second.
Oh yeah, and by the way,
Transition.
anybody that's making music and you're using a YouTube beat, you better Shazam that before you try to let it out, because DistroKid, United Masters are gonna flag you if you have somebody else's beat in your song. It's true facts.
Yes, and it's
And you get sued.
It's easy. So we have these beats that, again, going back personalizing. So as I'm walking, I have this frequency thing. So I'm picking up all these senses. Like I'm talking to you, but I'm also conscious of the heater,
Right.
the sound from the heater.
Do you want me to
going
shut it
on
off?
there. No. I'm just saying this is fine, but this is all
Oh yeah.
factored in.
Yeah.
And then maybe 10 hours from now, I'll be brought back to that sound, and so I can do. My point being is that in terms of making music or connecting and expressing, trying to sing another song. Don't try to sing like another famous singer, because if you sing just like Michael Jackson or just like Diana Ross or just like Barbara Streisand, then you're no different.
Right.
I said, if you're going to be a singer,
Yeah, but if I
get
can
a
sing
song.
like Shaka Khan, I think I can do it. Why
Yeah,
not?
yeah,
Let's
if you-
get that-
if you
Shaka
can-
Khan's a royalty.
Yes, yeah. My point being is like, embrace the message.
And make
Embrace
it, your
it,
own.
make it your own.
Yeah.
Embrace the message and make it your own. And then, and by making it your own, you're branding it. And so without mistake, you can listen to some old school, even some new school, and you can say, whoa, that sounds that's Beyonce. Without, you can have your eyes closed. Oh, that's Aaliyah. Oh, that's Stevie. Oh, that's, and
Yeah.
you know, and so that's the brand. And even creating that brand, different ones had, even just like a sound.
Like Mary J. Blige.
Like
She had
a
Luther
sound.
Vandross.
Yes, for Luther. Luther's actually one of my
I
favorite.
love
ones.
Luther.
So Luther had these
I
different
love Luther.
these points, these counterpoints within the song, and you said, "Well, that's Luther." That was his.
Long
Yeah.
ago.
Long ago, yeah, not so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. And even when he performed, if he performed live, it's different from when he did a recording. And so different ones, people say, well, yeah, that's Luther. That's his mark. Michael Jackson, oh,
Yeah.
oh. And Prince, ah, whatever. He had
Yeah.
different ones. So you know
They
that
all
that was
did,
that
yeah.
thing. So that's what I'm encouraging. So if you're going to sing a song, let it, let it be yours. So that going back to the song, So in Love. And I'm going to just put it out there because I know the words. I know the message.
Yes. Al
Just-
Green.
Yeah, Al Green. This is Al Green.
So in Love, Al Green.
And I'm gonna do almost like more like a jazz blues, right? I'm so in love with you. Do whatever you want to do. It's alright with me. And so forth and so and again, and you can mix in
I
and
love
become so.
that.
But if I can even turn that into like a gospel is
Can you
almost
turn
like
it into
mu-
reggaeton?
I'm not into the reggaeton.
right,
but
just
I
kidding.
know-
I love it.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
try, just try, you know?
But some of the different genres that are identified by oftentimes the beat.
Right. And
You
a lot
know,
of the
then the
beats
beats.
are similar
Yes.
in the songs. I mean, in rock, it's like on the 2 and the 4.
Yeah.
You know, like the drums, right? In
Yes.
hip hop, I know the drop is on the 2 and the 4 always.
And then also some of the other identifying aspects of it is the musical instrument, whether it's a drum, saxophone, or horn, or something like you can. So with one of the typical beats for, let's say, gospel music, we say gospel, black gospel, 'cause there's different
Yeah,
kind of
right,
gospel.
right. That's right.
Is it like we say a pat and a tap, or clap, pat, tap. Oh, when the saints go marching in. So I could take that same beat and turn it with the song.
Long ago?
No,
No,
Al Green.
Al Green. Okay, let's
So
do it.
Love. But it has to be a bit. I'm so in love with you.
I feel that.
Whatever you want to do, mm, 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 all right with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. I want to spend my life with you. And so forth. So it's based on the beat will determine that. So I
That's
can do it
so
almost
cool.
even in a slower, more of a jazz and more of a blues type thing. And it's really like expressing it in a slower way, more expressive way. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want me to do,
I,
and
Are
stuff
you the
like that.
doctor of music?
That's
Are you Dr. James, the music man?
No, actually,
Dr. James Bruce, music master?
Inspiration agent.
Inspiration
But
agent,
this
but
is
like,
what
look
it-
at how much inspiration.
Yeah, and so
like,
you can do.
That's
and
incredible.
then so
You have, where did you learn how to control your voice?
again, I grew up in the church.
Yes.
And
But did you go to
and-
school for this
no.
music?
Now it's a gift. Like I said,
All right,
gift-
all right, I
you don't
understand.
buy gifts.
No, I know
Gifts are
that. I
granted,
know that.
Presented. So as a side, I also sing with a gospel group. It's
Okay.
called the Harmonizing Stars of Boston.
How can they find out where you're going to
You
be?
can find
located?
find us on YouTube and find that
And it's called the Harmonizing
Stars
Stars
of Boston.
of Boston.
And actually, this year, June, will be year number, guess this out, 57.
57. What date?
57 years. In June, the month we
All
celebrate
right,
the month
celebrating
of
month
June.
of June. So we'll let you
57
check it
years.
out.
And the Harmonizing Stars consists of 4 members as of today, or as of now, is myself, a brother, cousin, and uncle. So it's a family
Oh, it's your
thing.
family?
Yeah, it's a family
It's a
thing.
family
It's an
affair.
a cappella group. That's another
That's another
It's
thing.
an a cappella
So there is a guy. There's a song when I was when I was growing up, and there's a gentleman from Brockton who sang the song a cappella in the
Mm-hmm. Okay.
group, and it's Shy, and it's
Okay.
Dr. Garfield Bright. He's a professor at MIT. I really hope he wants to come and join us on the Cartel Show and share
The
love for
very
Brockton.
first time that I saw your eyes, I used to say hello.
And I said hi.
Yeah.
That song.
And so that's my joy. Music is I
Acapella.
wake up singing, I go to bed singing, and all the day. And
Does your wife like that, singing all the
She
time?
loves it.
Oh, good. Does she sing with you?
Yeah, no, she doesn't.
I love this. I can't wait to meet your wife.
Yes, and
She must be so
she's a
kind.
sweetie. So, and again, it's about conveying a message, and from my soul. That's just it's not form or fashion. It's like I look for the opportunity to do that, and it's really about the deeper. And one of them, to my surprise, because it's spiritual, as you mentioned earlier about parables, talking to parables, things that are based in parables or sometimes cliches or whatever. There's a much, or wisdom, we say wisdom, is a much deeper meaning than what's on the surface.
Oh, absolutely.
And so-
I'll tell someone straight out. A fish only gets caught with their mouth open.
Mhm.
True story.
Yes.
True
Yeah,
story.
you
And
open
you
my
know
thing.
what let's talk about DWB and what that stands for
Oh my goodness.
in your life, because I believe in this one right here.
Yes.
Let's discuss. Let's have a discussion.
Yeah,
Brockton,
DWB
and for
is
everybody around.
is a book in the making. It's in work in progress.
Okay.
I'm a published author of, as we speak,
59 books.
Yeah, 58 books. So the next book will be number 59.
All right.
That book is called The DWB Phenomenon in America.
And tell me what DW means.
A lot of people know what DWB stands for. It means driving while black.
Oh yeah.
And because now people who are considered brown, that's a real issue now.
Oh, yeah.
It was always like, okay,
Even if
black.
you're tan, like
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder
So-
if I went tan and I was like tan, if they would pull me. They
Yeah,
might.
yes.
Just because.
Yeah, and so it's driving while brown. So you can say driving while black, driving while brown.
Well, when I grew up, it didn't matter if you said black or brown. I mean,
Yes.
it doesn't really
Yeah, it's all
matter.
the
But I
same,
know
yeah.
it's the same thing. But some people get offensive.
Get offended. Yeah. So the
But I'm not here to offend anybody. I grew up in Brockton. I'm not from Brockton. I am Brockton. I lived here my whole life. I don't try to share no disrespect. But when I grew up, it didn't matter if you called white people white and black people black. It was not like a big deal.
yeah.
We're all the same people, anyways, under the eyes of Jesus. So who cares? And under
Exa-
the Lord.
Yeah.
So we're all the same. So it doesn't matter if you're black or brown or white or green.
yes,
Who cares?
we're human. We're
all-
all together. However, the book is about raising a consciousness. It's not to point fingers. It's not to make excuses. It's not to be disturbed, but just to be aware
Okay.
of a consciousness. And what the book really talks about, a phenomenon, is like driving, DWB, driving while black.
Hear that, people? And you know what? That's a real systemic
great-
thing, and it's big right now,
And-
everywhere.
And because, and that's what I talk about. I'm glad you mentioned the word systemic, because that's what the book is really about, raising the awareness of systems in America that we are part of. We either recognize or maybe even passive about. And that-
Prison to school
yeah.
pipeline is a is a
Th-
perfect
those-
example.
Those are all systems.
Yep.
And some people, oh, that slavery and racism. There's no divisions. That's not true. And in fact, I wrote some more on this morning because I'm writing a personal story how I, as a black man, driving, I say, oh, driving while black, because there's
And
absolutely
this
no
is
other
personal
reason.
Stories
Very
that,
personal,
that
yes.
relate to you and can give guidance.
Absolutely, how there was absolutely no other plausible reason to pull me over. I wasn't speeding, wasn't driving in a fancy car, wasn't blasting my music, weed smell wasn't coming out of my car, I wasn't crossing, driving to endanger, I was just going. And it was, so pulled me over and, it pulled me over. But because of my experience, my age, my wisdom, having been there, done that,
You're a
I know
doctor.
I know how to survive, and that's what the book is going to provide: some survival tools, a survival tool to offer an opportunity, a way to survive. If things go
Yeah,
to the
because
left.
you know your hands are 10 and 2, right?
E-
But
e-
I
ex-
carry this in the back of my phone.
Exactly.
Hold on a second. I got to pull this out because this is a big thing. Knowing your
No,
rights.
that's another part.
Okay,
That's gonna
people
include
don't know their rights.
Knowing their rights. But here's the thing. If people don't know their rights, and it is easier for the officer who often, most of them, don't know the law.
So here's the deal. If you get pulled over, you have to be told immediately why.
Yeah.
They
okay.
cannot ask you anything
Yeah, you
without
ha-
telling you why you got pulled over if you need to.
I understand, and I agree, that's the law. However, if the officer who makes the stop, if their motive for making the stop is because the person doesn't look like them, or the person is reflective of what the system say, go out and
Or
get
you
those
might look
guys.
like somebody else.
Exactly. When the system,
Yeah.
in all different ways,
I
in
know
different
what you
ways,
mean.
say go out and get those guys. These
Yeah,
are the
these
bad
are the guys. These are the
This
bad
is the
guys.
look-
Like, oh,
and
look for the kids
profile.
look for the young kids with the dreadlocks. It's a kid with the
all
dread
this.
heads
So
or this,
when they-
that, and the other.
Yeah, when they
are like it.
profile, when they meet that profile, then it raises suspicion. Obviously, it's stereotyping. It's wrong. It's wrong. So the book is going to say, if driving while black, if you're stopped, and when you say man and female, male or female, but if you're stopped, there's a certain way. It's about not the fact that you're stopped. It's about how you, as a person, will stop, how you respond.
Yeah, like I.
Because you now control the narrative.
Because what
for the most
happened?
part.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like officer, I'm so sorry. What did I do wrong?
yeah. But that, my opinion,
I know my
experience,
rights.
yeah, my opinion.
Yeah.
That question is valid. However, it should not be the first question, because now you're challenging that authority.
Oh, maybe that's why they give me the ticket.
Yeah, because now you're
I always
the
get- yeah.
first one to say, because they're assuming, putting it on you to know why I stopped you.
Maybe it's because
So-
I'm gonna say, are you looking for my phone number? That's
Yes.
what I'm gonna say next
So-
time.
but
I
they-
didn't know if
yeah.
you pulled me over because you were looking for my phone
Yeah,
number.
yeah. But the
Yeah, I should-
thing is, when I get pulled over,
Yeah, but Is
I,
it often?
I just take recently, and when I say recently, like the latter part of last year, but because of the experience of wisdom, and I understand their motives, I understand their agenda, I understand even their experience. That oftentimes they're operating on behalf of the system. Sometimes they're operating on behalf of their own
beliefs.
beliefs.
But what they grew up
or
on
their
and they
fears,
can't get
they're
out of or
operating on.
feed. Yeah.
So some of them are operating within the system but not representing the system. So those are real good officers. They're going to say, they maybe sort of encouraged to stop for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And they're more likely to say, okay, I'm going to give you a warning, slow, whatever, they do that. But those who are there for their own gratification, their own ego, their own thing, they're going to take it to the next level. But the person that was stopped, they now can control the narrative in general
Right.
sense. Because when I'm stopped, I'll ask, did I, just, although I know that I did anything wrong.
Do you have to keep your
And-
hands at 10 and 2 just in case?
Absolutely. So there's a whole role
There
play.
is, because,
There's a whole role
it's
play.
a true story. Like, you can't reach for
Is that
nothing because they're
looking-
going to think
see-
you're going to have a gun or something.
Exactly. So,
A biscuit.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, so my biscuit, yeah. what did I say? Yeah, so my experience is I'll ask and I'll be humble about it as well. And I'll say, I'm sorry, did I do something wrong? So then I'm controlling that narrative. Because now I'm controlling it because now the officer has to come up with a reason.
Right.
And it has to be plausible. It has to be real.
It has to be real
Has
because
to
they
be real.
cannot open your door
Yes.
unless they give you a reasonable
Yeah.
explanation. Like, okay, so if you are weaving in and out of traffic and driving like a lunatic, they might think you're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a known affiliate of someone or something, they're gonna just pull you over anyways, right?
Yeah.
And they're
But
gonna.
again, based on the agenda. So one of the
But
things
you need to be professional when you talk to the police, as if
absolutely,
you're
'cause-
talking to the judge.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a few things that's going through my head right now. It's with the book, the power of this book. The power, again, the book is going to have a huge message directed to the younger,
Beautiful.
younger DWBs, driving while black or brown.
The youngins.
The message that because now they have, oh, I got the law on my side, I know my rights and everything. But when you say for the civilian or citizen to know your rights, information is power.
Yes.
Right? It can work against you. If I know that you know what I think you shouldn't know, then that becomes a threat to me.
Well, listen.
Right? The assumption is that, oh, you don't know that I could just swing the door open. You don't know I can drag you out the car. You don't know I can demand this and this
This
and that.
situation just happened to a friend of mine, actually, as a matter of fact. Not in this city, in Boston, as a matter of fact. Was pulled over, seatbelt, was parked, as a matter. He was going to get lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Went to go pick up lunch, was looking for a parking space, driving around. He just tinted windows, big deal. So they blocked him in. The guy, the body cam footage is like awful,
Wow.
awful. Okay, let me just say that, and it's awful. And my friend was seatbelted. They handcuffed him. They cut the seatbelt out of his car and ripped him out of the car.
Wow.
And they gave him a ticket because they just gave him and put him a timeout. They called him something about a timeout, so they put him in a. They didn't ask for permission for. He didn't have anything wrong. He had nothing on him. Nothing. Okay. They took him out of the car, cut his seatbelt out, and threw him on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? How's that?
Yeah.
That is very mistreatment.
And so
that's
this is the phenom-
and that is the phenomenon of driving while you are of color.
Yes, yeah.
Driving
And
DWB.
that is- but Auntie Shen, Auntie Shen,
You just call me auntie.
yeah, the book is going to
With a
have
Y.
so much value in that.
I can't wait.
And I would tell you because what I did, is I'm like a historian in my own
You're a
mind.
philosopher.
Yeah. In order to understand what's now, you have to understand what was,
Right.
right? And so this whole idea of stopping and it's all under the guise I'm a spiritual person. I call it a spirit of rejection.
Okay.
Like you don't belong. Someone question you, why you here? Where you going? Where you come from? You know, you're questioning your mere existence.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes all the way back to, let's say, slavery.
Yes.
Watch this. Back to slavery. Slaves back they were forbidden even to leave their plantation. We'll call it a street or their
the neighborhood.
Neighborhood, the hood, right?
The hood.
They were forbidden to do that. And if they do it, they couldn't do it as a single person because they considered like a runaway slave.
Oh, I see.
Right? And they certainly couldn't do it with more than one person or small group. They'd be accused of conspiring
Well, first
to
of all,
overthrow,
what year is
conspiring
this
to.
we're talking about? Because in
The-
1960 there was a case, Terry versus Ohio.
Terry versus Ohio.
You
yes.
know all about the
Yes,
Terry
yes,
search.
yes.
Let's school these people on a Terry search. If you don't know, Google it. It's an illegal search and seizure.
Yes.
And it's just because you look like something or you look like you may be up to no good. But even if you're just walking down the street, they can just do it.
Yes. So back to the
History.
the historical experience, and so they were slaves were forbidden to travel in pairs or even groups, and then they were maybe accused of conspiring or plotting or whatever. And so then even fast forwarding when they became emancipated or freed, they couldn't travel without papers
Yeah.
to say that they were free. So fast forwarding to now.
Well, let's talk about the
that-
1990s. I mean, if you were 2 or 3 black people on the side of the road, the cops would roll up on you, want to know what you were up to.
Exactly.
Even if you were just talking
Yeah.
and hanging out, or just
So-
like eating a cheeseburger on the front porch, they wanted to know what was up.
So this is, I'm glad, I'm gonna sidetrack and go back to
Yeah, I'm
my
sorry,
point. No, this is good, because you're touching on something. So this book just really puts like microcosm focus on DWB. Now, for the purpose of this book, it focuses only on males, black men, because I would venture to say that the experience of DWB
Well, it's your
for
experience.
DWB for a woman, black woman or brown woman, is slightly different from that of a man.
Well, yeah,
I
because
think-
there's what do you call it? People like to call angry black woman. Is
Yeah,
that what
yeah,
they say?
mad black
Mad
woman,
black
angry-
lady.
yeah, either one.
Somewhat of. But still, it's-
I would venture to say, in general, it may be less likely that the average cop who may have a bad spirit,
Yeah.
get a little attitude, rip the door up and take a woman and slam her on the ground. Less likely to be quicker than they would do a black male.
You're right.
And as a black male,
And I'm
almost
white,
six-
but I honestly identify as
almost-
biracial. Because I grew up here.
almost 65 years old. Like I've been there. Thank God I've never been thrown on the ground, because
Thank
I
goodness.
know how to respond. I know how to control the narrative, because I have the power how I respond.
Well, God's
You
with
see the
you.
re-
Live
the
with God.
response. And so I know how to survive that. And so there's a greater likelihood, because as a black man, and again, I'm aware, I'm conscious of the systems. I'm not pointing fingers, and everyone, if to point the finger, they have to point their fingers inside. Am I ill? Am I sick with this racism, this sexism, this all these
When
isms?
does it
Am I,
end?
yeah, so the idea is in their own skin, they're justified for their own protection of the ego, whatever, the image. So here's the thing. As a black man, I'm educated, I've been through, and there is a target. People say, oh, that you just, no, it's not a hoax. There's a target on black men. It's always from day one. It's always been a target in different ways, different vernaculars. And the fact is, if you can rid the seed, you can destroy the seed, you destroy the plant, the fruits. That makes sense,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so we, as black men, we are the targets. And in the book, I also offer some different way, some awareness to some black men who identify
Is it different?
as a black man,
Is it
who may be on a different level, socially or economically, or who may identify, oh, that doesn't apply anymore. Maybe they live in a different community that hasn't happened to them. But I would say just
Be careful.
be careful.
Be
and
careful everywhere you are.
Just wait. So I give in the book different scenarios where just driving while black. You can actually be riding while black. Because often, they're also pulled over. We are also pulled over because we have a passenger
Oh,
who's black.
yeah?
Because sometimes if the officer sees from this angle.
Oh, yeah. I've been
then
pulled
if
over
they look
actually like that
suspicious-
before.
Yeah. Yeah. And again,
I'm white.
you're white, I'm black. So there's a good chance that if certain neighborhoods, if I'm driving
Yeah.
and you're there, I'm gonna pull over. Or if I'm driving as a black man, I have a white man, friend or riding, and driving to a certain neighborhood, certain time, the suspicion or the accusations, I'm gonna be
I
pulled
can't
off.
believe. Look at your
Yeah,
fit,
it's
and they're gonna pull
crazy.
you over.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this
yeah,
guy.
or if
Look
I
at how
got-
chic he is. He came out looking so fancy,
Yeah,
dapper.
yeah,
You're dapper, and you're getting
Yeah,
pulled over in dapper
yeah,
chic.
yeah. And
How's
so,
that?
And so the
Good job,
so
Bridgewater.
if there's other black males in the car, there's 4 or 5 of us in the car.
Yeah.
There's a good chance of being pulled over for that. And again, in the book, I want to be. And
it's true.
I have a disclaimer in the book, and it's really strong.
Let's hear-
Disclaimer. I am in no way, shape, or form excusing, dismissing, giving a get out of jail free pass or anything to anyone, whatever color, black, whatever, that's breaking the law. If you're speeding, you need to face the music. If you're going
Oh,
out of the-
yeah.
So I'm not saying.
Hey, I got a
and-
speeding
and-
ticket in Connecticut once. It was like I was going fast. I was
Yeah.
young, and
And-
my
and-
uncle Kenny was wake was that day, so I had to get back from New York. Right, it was in the
mhm.
morning.
And so what I would say is, so
Pay
what
the
I
ticket.
would say to the, so if you're getting stopped, if you get pulled over, just ask yourself. Again, I asked the officer, did I do something wrong? And he said, well, you're speeding. If I knew I wasn't speeding, I know that's an issue. And
could-
my thing,
yeah.
to survive it,
Yes.
I already know what the real deal is. Just go ahead, let him do what he's gonna, him or her do what they're gonna do, and you don't fight your battle at the curb. You
But
fight
do
it in
you
court.
ask them to get your wallet, or do you
Yeah,
ask
no,
them
here's
to
what
go
I
in the
do.
glove compartment? Like these are things that people need to know.
Yeah, and it's
these
invo-
are very important.
It's
right?
a what
This
to
is
do,
what to do.
what to do if you're a DWB. And first of all, it goes in this order. They follow you, and if you acknowledge them, they're behind you or on the side of you, and just then be cognizant of your speed.
Yes.
Right.
Always.
Okay. So yeah. So
People
look at
drive
that.
crazy around here.
Look
I
at
mean,
your,
you can't.
look at your speed.
I pull over for that.
And just keep going, obeying the speed. Then if they, because while you're not speeding, they're not chasing you, okay?
Right.
And so while they're
But they
following
could
you,
say, "Oh, you're black. You're driving too
Yeah,
slow. What are
no,
you up to?"
yeah, they're not
right?
gonna
I
say-
mean,
yeah.
listen. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to say it like that, but it's true.
Exactly. So while they're following you, they're checking out the plate. They're running the registration, the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
And if you get to a point where then whoop, the light goes on and pull you over, then I would say, put the blinker on, pull over. These are protocols
What do you
that
say?
most
Put the
people,
hazard
yeah.
lights on. People don't do the hazard lights. They
Yeah,
should
but
do-
you first put the, yeah, you're right. Put the blinker on, you can pull over to the right.
once you stopped.
You stop, put your flashes on,
Yeah, the hazard
then
light.
turn the car off. Because now they have time to get from their car to your car. Roll the window down a little bit.
Usually, I'd grab the registration before they even get out the car.
No,
I'm
It-
quick with-
not, yeah,
yeah.
everybody has their own way to do
Yeah.
that.
But
Because
you
again,
are-
here's the thing,
I'm
because that might
quick.
get you shot too.
I know.
Because as they're approaching your car, maybe sometimes there's two officers. One's coming on this side, and they see you reaching over there.
I'm gonna
You
tell
might get shot.
I'm
All
all right, let's
yes.
start this one up.
Yeah,
We're going
thank-
to talk back about this DWB, but when can we find this book to be published?
It's a work in progress. I'm going to try to expedite the process, but I also want to be careful not to leave any stones unturned. It will include some interviews from people who have been through that, done that. I want to include some as part of the interviews, even some people who had done prison time
Okay.
based upon them being stopped. And actually, when I took a quick break, I was thinking, Shannon, that
I know
I'm gonna,
people.
watch this. I'm gonna sort of study, research, and find out if there's within the protocols of police stop and search, give them reason to stop. Go watch this, or if it can be used as a defense in some cases that they're being charged for certain. For example. Otherwise, then it leads one to believe, yeah, I was stopped because I was black, and I fit the description. I fit that profile.
Yeah.
Because in my case, I wasn't speeding, wasn't driving a fancy car, wasn't zigzagging one of them. My plates, everything was intact.
And you called
Okay.
yourself you're not middle-aged. I'm middle-aged, almost at the hill.
Yes.
You're a little bit past the hill, so after 50, you call yourself a senior.
Well, in some cases, you're senior at 50.
55.
55, yeah.
Okay, so you're a
55.
senior at
AARP,
55.
You're AARP, you're at 50.
At 50?
Yeah.
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
American.
boy. It's
So,
coming
yeah,
soon.
yeah, it's coming soon.
Uh-oh.
So, with that, I think it's important because the line of thinking is this. If someone says, I went to jail, just hypothetically, and I know some people have gone to jail. And if they come back and tell me, yeah, I went to jail, why? Because I had some drugs in my car, okay? But I was pulled over. So why were you pulled over? Did you have a tail light out? No. Was your registration no. Were you speeding? No. All those are no. Then why'd you pull me over? But for pulling me over, you would not know that the drugs were in the car. I'm not excusing the use of these drugs, but you would not know that they existed unless you pulled me over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it should be a list or reason to pull me over. Otherwise, you have no reason other than that I look, quote unquote, suspicious to you. What was the suspicion?
Yeah. Well,
It makes sense, right?
Yeah, and I hate to say this on camera, but it was a stereotypical thing, and that's what it is. They are stereotyping you and targeting you because you're black. Why?
Yeah,
There's white people out there that are crazier too,
yeah, and so here's the
and
test.
that are really breaking the laws.
Here's the test that I'm like a scenario. It's like a litmus test in the thing. You ask the officer, and you compare. Okay, you pull this person over. They just happen to be a person of color. Was there a visible, an audible reason you pulled them over? He wasn't speeding, no fancy car, blah, 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 none of that. So why'd you pull him over? When I pulled him over, then he got smart mouth or whatever. But that's like whatever.
Don't get smart mouth with the cops.
Yeah.
Be a gentleman.
Just cooperate.
Cooperate and be a gentleman.
And so the question, so that officer then took it further, ordered him out the car, and he's asking why. Now they snatched open the door, drag him out, and throw his hand, twisting his arm, and he's trying to get comfortable from that hurt.
From the pain on the ground, the cement.
Now you're resisting. You know, I'm swinging. Now you swung at me. Now you
But
assaulted
you're still just
me.
asking on the ground, why
Okay.
did you pull me over?
So the question, so all of that, and he ends up in jail,
Yeah.
or with a busted eye or busted nose or whatever. And the question, here's the test, officer, would you be inclined that if that driver happened to be white, dressed in a nice suit like you say I have, right?
Dapper.
Would you be inclined to snatch that driver out the car, throw him on the ground, and put your foot on his neck? Would you be inclined? And the answer is going to obviously be no. And why wouldn't you do that? Instead of whatever. Although that
And the answer
driver,
is because he's white. Correct. Let's just
Although
let's
that-
call a
al-
spade a spade. Let's just be
although
real.
the
I'm
white
honest.
driver is, if he's professional, right?
Yeah.
He's more likely to say, officer, what are you doing? I want to see your supervisor right now. What's your badge? All of this, they're going to interrogate him. But still, he would not be likely snatched out of the car, thrown on the ground. But because this young, let's say young black person, maybe have a hoodie on, maybe some dreads, maybe a couple tattoos, whatever the case is. So they're profiling.
Exactly.
My argument is that, try not to go on a profile, because the system creates this profile. And then while this one is being targeted, the rest are
All right,
are
next book
tearing
is
down.
going to be
The extra one,
School
the rest
to
are
Prison
burning down.
Pipeline. Let's put a
Burning down.
spoke in the wheel because
Okay.
this is really a deal.
Yeah, this is really, really
It's real.
powerful.
It's
So
a really
I
powerful
invite
thing.
your
Everybody
guests,
should
and
read this book.
I'm
I
excited
can't wait
about
for
it
it. I
being-
can't.
it's
I want
gonna-
you to tell me every day in the chapter.
Yeah,
I'm like
and then
psyched.
the book is going to be so fortified. It's going to have case law. It's going to have the law. Massachusetts was created in Massachusetts. Massachusetts law around protection. We can have criminal justice standards. We can have protocols, what to do. The case law, U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights. We can talk about what the do's and the don'ts. We're going to have reports and stories and
But the history
the
of this
histories
in
of that.
is very
And
important
it's
to
really-
understand why.
and put people on notice that we're caught up and we're becoming symbols of something in that. And one last piece that you touched on earlier, because you talked about the guy sitting on a curb or in a corner. So the DWB, we're talking about just driving while black.
Yeah.
And if I were to do another book, it's like existing while black, because it goes into all the vernaculars and the profiling and the redlining and the racism and the stereotype. It goes in, base is embedded in all the systems against marginalized people, people of color. And you can go down the list. The education system, there's some disparities. The healthcare system, there's disparities. It's
Lots.
indisputable. And I'll go to official
Let's go
reports.
back to Dr. Fauci in the 80s.
Yeah,
I mean, he wanted to kill off a group of people with AIDS.
Yes,
With this with
exactly.
experimental medication. Case check, auntie.
Yes.
I know what
yeah.
I'm talking
so,
about.
if you examine all the different systems,
Even COVID.
in fact, all the, I would say, all to to the naysayers, I say, oh, that stuff is overpassed. Get over it. It's a hoax. And last piece, I can promise. This morning, today,
okay.
I gotta go.
I know you gotta go, but I could talk all day.
Today,
This is the flow.
this morning, I was adding more to it, and I said, there's a saying or a song, actually a song, and it turned to a poem. And for those who don't believe, and the words are, say, somebody told me about the joy they had, and somebody told me about the pain and the sorrow they had, but I didn't think it could be until it happened to me. Until it happened to me. So sometimes we think
That's so deep.
Yeah, it is really so when we're trying to feel other, you're talking about compassion and myself.
Yeah, I mean,
and we have to
listen.
feel for other people, and you say, well, this doesn't happen. But when it happens to you,
Oh no, it happens.
it's gonna happen.
It happens to people.
And
It happens all
hold
around
on.
us.
And then there's other common saying, and the cliches like, you walk a mile in my shoes, and you'll feel then you'll know what it's about. But until it happens, and what's going on in today's world, until it really starts happening, let's say what's going on, don't get too political, but what's happening with the white persons, protesters, they're getting shot and killed. Now it's raising, the politicians, now they're speaking up. They're saying that's wrong. Why? Because it could be their son, could be them.
I am in the business of minding my business because I grew up in the 90s. I went to high school in the 90s, and
Don't-
that's when people minded their damn business.
Don't be a snitch.
Don't be a
Snitches get
snitch.
stitches.
Listen, nobody stop glorifying rats. These
Yes,
kids will
yeah,
turn on each
yeah,
other in 30 seconds.
yeah, yes,
Okay, that's what
yeah,
happens. They
yes.
get pinched and then they
Yeah,
turn.
but I'm
and
just
I
saying
don't
for the
believe
point,
in that.
whether
If you're
we're
gonna do
talking-
something and break the law, take that to the grave.
Exactly.
Don't bring anybody else down with you. You made the choice to do it. You live with it.
Yeah, and on that point, the point is that I'm going to say that again. Somebody told me about the joy they had, and somebody told me about the pain and the sorrow they had, but I didn't think it could be until it happened to me. So the systems that's looking at everybody else as the other, until it comes home, then it happens. You mentioned Dr. Fauci about the AIDS thing.
Yeah.
Until Rock Hudson died, AIDS wasn't an issue. It became a,
Well, it's like the crack
yeah.
epidemic, and then it
The
it never
opioids and
became a
stuff,
thing
right? Then
until
it
the
came-
opiates
So until it starts happening to them,
in the white neighborhoods. Let's be
and
honest.
and until it starts happening to them, they don't feel it. So my last
And
plea
I don't
is
know
just
what that's
that
like
we-
because I only grew up here,
yeah,
so
we
I
should
know
have
everybody.
we should have compassion and love for people, and try to understand what they're going through, even though we can't fit their shoes.
We can try to meet them where they're at.
Meet them where they're at, and not judge
Ex-
people. If I'm saying this is my feeling, there's no other reason that it could pull me over. And then part of my story was that when I asked the officer that, did I do something wrong? I said, why'd you pull me? And he followed me for 2 miles.
Isn't
2
that like
miles.
stalker?
2 miles. And then I stopped at the light and proceeded to
I
the
would
light.
have gone right to the police station and said,
Yeah.
"This dude's following
Yeah,
me."
and then,
I've actually.
and then when I said, well, why'd you stop me? You know what he said? Because you went over the white line.
What white line?
Yeah,
The one on the edge for the bike lane?
they don't
The
say-
bike lane line?
So I rhetorically fired back. I said, and it was true. I said, because I'm trying to dodge these raggedy potholes. That's what I was doing.
Isn't that what your excise tax is supposed to pay
So
for?
I was dodging. I don't drink or whatever. But the point being,
I don't drink
He
either.
couldn't. Yeah. The point being, he couldn't find any other reason to pull me over. But say I went over the white line.
What?
Did I go through the light?
No.
No. Did I try to endanger somebody else? So
No.
I went over the white line. I didn't even bother to ask him
but
which
the-
white
how
line, on
about-
the side or at the intersection. I just, okay, fine. Let me go.
Well, maybe you should ask the people in City Hall when they're going to fix the potholes.
Yeah, So I said, listen, I'm
So we
trying to
don't have to
dodge
keep
these
fixing our
potholes.
tires.
I'm
Tires are expensive to
Driving
replace.
to avoid these raggedy potholes. And he chuckled. And then he
Did you get a ticket?
No, I didn't get a ticket, but these are the going back to the historical thing. These are the 2 questions they ask. It's so crazy. And they ask, and I probably asked as a general to everybody, where are you coming from? He asked.
It's
I'm gonna say, where I'm coming from doesn't matter. I'm not there.
be aware. You do not have to. You can get if you're right. Your rights number 1. If you're stopped by the police, silence. Number 2, I can say no if the police ask permission to search me and my things. Saying no does not mean I have something to hide. Number 3, I can leave unless I am being detained or arrested. Number 4, if I am being detained or arrested, I have a right to know why, and a right to speak privately to a lawyer without delay, even if I can't afford one. Okay? That's huge. So you don't have to say nothing. You could tell them your name's Donald Duck. It doesn't matter, right? If they're really after you in a bad way, you know if a cop is at. I mean, anyone. I'm not going to put the police in this. You know if somebody's coming after you, savage. You
Yes.
know the
Yeah.
energy. You feel
Just,
that.
you can tell some of their tone, how they approach, how they stand. They walking with their hand on the gun or
Yeah.
pulled out.
That's
They're
not
already
normal. If they're ready to
in
go.
aggressive mode.
That's
They're
not
just waiting
normal.
for a response.
I can only
justify
be
it.
strip searched in private by officers of the same sex. Number 6, I have a right to know a police officer's name and badge number. I can report a police officer who violates my rights. Now, if they don't tell you why you got pulled out of the car, they can't give you no Miranda rights. You don't have to talk until you get an attorney. So, officer, if I am under arrest or being detained, please tell me so. This is communication.
Sure.
If I am free to go, please tell me so. If I am not free to go, please tell me why. I wish to exercise my legal rights, including my right to silence and my right to a lawyer before I say anything to you. I do not consent to being searched. I wish to be released without delay. Please do not ask me questions because I am not willing to unless I speak to my lawyer. Please and thank you for respecting my rights. And you have to say please and thank you for respecting my rights and know your rights.
You gotta
It's
know,
very,
yes.
very important,
And
and
that book is
not
gonna
with a
definitely cover that.
miserable tone of aggression back. Like, okay, so you get pulled over, right? What are you gonna do? You can either go to jail, get a ticket, or get shot, or you can be polite and just say, like, do I have a right to speak to an attorney if you're gonna treat me like this?
Yes, and so the idea, again, I would say earlier, the place to fight your battle is not at the curb.
It's at the
It's
court.
in the court. Because what happened, here's, the line of thinking. So your goal is to survive,
Yeah,
is to live. And your goal is to be free.
correct.
Your goal is to get home wherever you're going. Okay? So, just cooperate. You know what you did, what you didn't do. You know what he or she is saying, if it's true or not. Get what if they can give you a citation, a warning, or a ticket, or just get it. Now you have something to work with. And then, because they know what they did was wrong, if it was wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Then you take it to court. And then the idea that the preponderance of or the assumption is made that if you're a working person, you take time from your job to defend something that someone's putting on you because you have a right to face your accuser. And 9 times out of 10, that officer won't even show up.
Yeah.
Because then now they have
Oh, let me tell you, if you get pulled over, by the way, you have a right. You have a right to see body cam footage.
Yes.
You have a right to see the body cam footage. So you put in a request for the body cam footage.
because all that's public. So
It's
then
public
if they
knowledge.
know,
It's public records.
they know what they did, what they didn't do it,
Yeah, that's
how
right.
they did
And
it.
they can, and you can see it yourself.
And then you just take it. So
Take it to the attorney.
Take it to the court, whatever. Now you're in control, not in their backyard of the street
That's right.
or the highway.
That part right
Yeah.
there.
So I gotta go.
I appreciate you
Yeah.
so much.
Okay,
Thank you so
you're
much.
quite welcome. You're
Thank
quite
you for
welcome.
joining the Cartel Flow.
Yes.
And I hope to see you soon.
All right.
If you don't know, Auntie Shan is proud of you.
That's all. Thank you so much.
I am proud of
The
you.
cartel flow. The
cartel
cartel
flow.
flow. The
cartel
cartel flow. If you
you
didn't
didn't
know,
know.
all right.
I love it.
yes.
And we hope that from this conversation that there's something that maybe you picked up that you can take with you in your back pocket just in case you might ever need it one day, because that's really what it's all about. We're just trying to help and inspire you to be better, right? You don't have to be bitter. Be better. Be better than you were yesterday.
Be the best version of yourself.
Always, always. And with that note, we out. Thank
Great.
you so much.